They don't like it. Tough. Geraldine Ferraro reiterates her premise. Barack Obama owes his place in the presidential race to the fact that he is a black man. I'm exercising, she adds, my First Amendment rights. She does not believe this is a racist point of view.
I think that her comments were ridiculous. I think they were wrong-headed.
She then resigns from her role on the Finance Committee of the Clinton campaign. Even as a search produces Geraldine Ferraro saying of another presidential candidate that if he, quote, were not black, he wouldn't be in the race. The candidate was Jesse Jackson, and the quote was from April 13, 1988. And tonight, a special comment. Hillary Clinton and Geraldine Ferraro missing the chance to reject and denounce. All that and more now on Countdown. Good evening. This is Wednesday, March 12th, 237 days until the 2008 presidential election. She still believes it. She is still not sorry she said it. She said the same thing about another African-American in the race for president 20 years ago. And if all that were not enough, she blames Senator Obama for what has happened to her. Our fifth story on the countdown, former Congresswoman and vice presidential candidate Geraldine Ferraro might have left the Clinton campaign today because of the controversial comments she has made about Senator Obama's candidacy. But there is little doubt that the controversy has not left her. Later, my special comment on Senator Clinton and Geraldine Ferraro and the opportunity the candidate missed to say, "In this, I believe." Now the details. If you had believed that a Ferraro resignation would somehow improve the situation for former Congresswoman Ferraro and for Senator Clinton, then you probably had not been counting on Walter Mondale's running mate to write a resignation letter quite like this one. Quoting it in full, "Dear Hillary, I am stepping down from your Finance Committee so I can speak for myself and you can continue to speak for yourself about what is at stake in this campaign. The Obama campaign is attacking me to hurt you. I won't let that happen. Thank you for everything you have done and continue to do to make this a better world for my children and grandchildren. You have my deep admiration and respect. Jerry." As for what exactly Ms. Ferraro is resigning from, both she and Senator Clinton have been making it seem as if she had no position with the campaign. Just yesterday, Ms. Ferraro said, quote, "It's impossible to fire somebody who's not involved with the Clinton campaign." Earlier tonight, Senator Clinton making it seem as if she had taken action against Ms. Ferraro.
Well, I said yesterday that I rejected what she said, and I certainly do repudiate it, and regret deeply that, you know, it was said. Obviously, she doesn't speak for the campaign. She doesn't speak for any of my positions, and she has resigned from being a member of my very large Finance Committee. And I think that given the intensity of feelings surrounding this campaign, we have been able to, you know, manage it well. It's not been common, but when it happens, we both have spoken out and taken appropriate action.
This morning on ABC, Ms. Ferraro not only standing by her controversial comments, but suggesting as well that she is owed an FTD thank you bouquet for having said them.
The spin on the words has been that somehow I was addressing his qualifications. I was not. I was celebrating the fact that the black community in this country has come out with a pride in historic candidacy and has shown itself at the polls. You'd think he'd say, yeah, thank you for doing that. That's the kind of thing that we want to say thank you to the community. Instead, I'm charged with being a racist.
The comment that created the controversy, Ferraro quoted by a California newspaper, the Daily Breeze, saying, "If Obama was a white man, he would not be in this position, and if he was a woman of any color, he would not be in this position. He happens to be very lucky to be who he is, and the country is caught up in the concept." Senator Clinton tried to calm the storm today.
Obviously, I don't agree with what she said, and I said that earlier today, and I regret that.
Is that an apology?
Well, I didn't say it, and I regret that it was said, and I obviously reject that. I don't agree with that.
But Ferraro continues to vehemently stand by what she said, going as far as to say tonight that the Obama camp owes her an apology for playing the race card.
I personally think that this is the last time that the Obama campaign is going to be able to play this type of a race card, because I think that's what it is.
You're saying they're playing the race card.
Absolutely. And I tell you, if anybody was going to, they should apologize to me for calling me a racist.
I spoke to Ferraro today as well, and she was just as forceful, telling me, quote, "I'm not a racist. I will not apologize. What I said is the truth. It's a fact. Maybe what I've done a politically incorrect thing, but it's honest."
In your tepid response to this Ferraro disaster, you may sincerely think you are disenthralling an enchanted media and righting an unfair advance bestowed on Senator Obama. You may think the matter has closed with Representative Ferraro's bitter, almost threatening resignation letter. But in fact, Senator, you are now campaigning as if Barack Obama were the Democrat and you were the Republican. You have missed a critical opportunity to do what was right. No matter what Ms. Ferraro now claims, no one took her comments out of context. Quoting, "If Barack Obama were a white man, would we be talking about this as a potential real problem for Hillary? If he were a woman of any color, would he be in this position that he's in? Absolutely not." The content was inescapable. 2 minutes earlier, a member of Senator Clinton's Finance Committee, one of her hill raisers, had bemoaned the change in allegiance by Superdelegate John Lewis from Clinton to Obama, dismissing Senator Obama's candidacy as nothing more than some equal opportunity stunt. The next day, she repeated her comments, and a reporter from the newspaper in Torrance, California, heard them. If Obama was a white man, he would not be in this position. And if he was a woman of any color, he would not be in this position. He happens to be very lucky to be who he is, and the country is caught up in the concept. When this despicable statement, ugly in its overtones, laughable in its weak grip of the facts, and moronic in the historical context, when it floats outward from the Clinton campaign like a poison cloud, what do the advisors have their candidate do? Do these advisors have Senator Clinton invoke Samantha Power, gone by sunrise, after she used the word monster, and have Senator Clinton say, "This is how I police my campaign, and this is what I stand for," while she fires former Congresswoman Ferraro from any role in the campaign? No. And thus these advisors give Congresswoman Ferraro nearly a week in which to send Senator Clinton's campaign back into the vocabulary of David Duke. Anytime anybody does anything that in any way pulls this campaign down and says, "Let's address reality and the problems we're facing in this world," you're accused of being racist, so you have to shut up. Racism works in two different directions. I really think they're attacking me because I'm white. How's that? Apart from sounding exactly like what Ms. Ferraro said about another campaign nearly 20 years ago, quote, President Reagan suggested Tuesday that people don't ask Jesse Jackson tough questions because of his race. And former Representative Geraldine A. Ferraro said Wednesday that because of his, quote, radical views, quote, if Jesse Jackson were not black, he wouldn't be in the race. Apart from this evening's resignation letter, I am stepping down from your Finance Committee so I can speak for myself and you can continue to speak for yourself about what is at stake in this campaign. The Obama campaign is attacking me to hurt you. Apart from all that, well, it sounds as if those advisors wanted their campaign to be associated with those words and the cheap, ignorant, vile racism that underlies every syllable of them. Senator, if the serpentine logic of your so-called advisors were not bad enough, now, thanks to Geraldine Ferraro and your campaign's initial refusal to break with her and your new relationship with her, now more disturbing still with her claim that she can now speak for herself about her vision of Senator Obama as some kind of embodiment of a quota, to Senator Clinton's supporters, to her admirers, to her friends for whom she is first choice, and to her friends for whom she is second choice, she is still letting herself be perceived as standing next to and standing by racial divisiveness and blindness. And worse yet, after what President Clinton said during the South Carolina primary, comparing the Obama and Jesse Jackson campaigns, a disturbing but only borderline remark. After what some in the black community have perceived as a racial undertone to the 3 a.m. ad, a disturbing but only borderline interpretation. And after the moment's hesitation in her own answer on 60 Minutes about Obama's religion, a disturbing but only borderline vagueness. After those precedents, there are those who see a pattern.
You don't believe that he's a Muslim?
No, why would I? There is nothing to base that on, as far as I know.
It's just scurrilous.
Look, I have been the target of so many ridiculous rumors. I have a great deal of sympathy for anybody who gets, you know, smeared with the kind of rumors that go on all the time.
To not distance the campaign from it. to not distance you from it, Senator, to not distance you.
Obviously, I don't agree with what she said, and I said that earlier today, and I regret that.
Is that an apology?
Well, I didn't say it, and I regret that it was said, and I obviously reject that. I don't agree with that.
This, Senator Clinton, is your campaign, and it is your name. Grab the reins back from whoever has led you to this precipice before it is too late. Voluntarily or inadvertently, you are still awash in this filth. Your only reaction has been to disagree, reject, to call it regrettable. Her only reaction has been to brand herself as the victim and resign from your committee and insist she will continue to speak. Unless, Senator, you say something definitive, the former Congresswoman is speaking with your approval. You must remedy this, and you must reject and denounce Geraldine Ferraro. Good night and good luck.